wonderful to be able to take a full men's team up to regionals and to have the men meet our standard to advance. The women were very close, and it was great to send 4 up there, whereas last year Kaylin Harbison was our lone representative. So big improvements and big changes, and I'm very proud of this team for what they accomplished this year, while at the same time being excited, looking forward to next year, and not losing a single person, men or women, from this year to next. So that's a really exciting place to be as a program. The real story for our program is Val qualifying out of the regional meet to the national championship. But not only that he did that, but how he did it. So the individual race was extremely tight, with the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth individuals all within 8 seconds of each other. So, you know, it came down to, with 1,000 meters to go, I had no idea what was going to happen. With 400 meters to go, I had no idea what was going to happen. I couldn't see at the finish what actually did happen, so I'm waiting for the results to come out to know what actually happened. But what I did see was how the race played out up to that point. The guys in that field were incredibly good, especially when you look at what Chico State, what the men did in that race, and some of the Alaska Anchorage guys. It was very impressive, and to be up and competing where I think Val could be, that would have been a tough, gutty race to run, and I don't think he was entirely prepared for that. But that said, he did what he needed to do, even on a day where he wasn't feeling his best, to make it to the national meet. And along the way, he wouldn't have done that without Mac Marvis in the race, because halfway through, he and Mac were running together, and Mac knew that what was at stake in the individual race and where they were, and Mac went to the front of that group that they were in and started pulling. And Mac and a few other people wouldn't have been as far up in the race late when it mattered if Mac didn't start that push halfway through. So unfortunately, Mac was the 5th individual, the guy who was ultimately 3 seconds out of qualification and 8 seconds back from the top individual, which over a 31.5-minute race for those guys is not a whole lot. But so it's sad to see him not qualifying, because he had a real chance also, and put himself in there for that third or second or first spot, really. But it was teamwork, and so Val gets to move on, Mac doesn't. There's no fairness or unfairness there, but the bottom line is we wouldn't have anybody going without the work that Mac did. So I'm proud to see that the program has teamwork going on, and I hope that that can. There's always a sense that when one individual moves on, they're representing the team, but really, that is what's going on here. It took a team effort to get Val there, and he'll go and he'll represent the team.
I'd like to remind that the last couple of weeks I didn't have a normal train because I have some calf issues, so I could not situate very well my level. So I started pretty slow to figure it out my shape. So I move up a little bit late, but I did a very good finish last day, very strong, which permitted me to go to nationals, and I'm really proud of it. My goal until nationals is to have fun simply, and to do my best to have my calves as the best as possible. And I really think that if I enjoy my trip and I really have fun during the race, I would be very tough. I would be very competitive, like as I did in Stanford. I really had fun and I did a very strong race. So I just want to do the same.
So I'm excited for what he can do. He's making steps every day to go run nationals the way that I think he can. And I think he can come home with All-America honors if he does what he's capable of. So I'm excited to see him go out and make his best attempt.